everyone. It's been a while since I have done a video. So I've been recovering. I fell off my kid's scooter the other day, going down the hill and hit some bumps and fell off. Anyway, I'm okay. I just have a bad bruise, which I could try to cover up, but I'm not. So I already put my foundation on and my concealer, and I was going to show you guys kind of how I'm going to bake my face, which is something that I normally do not do on an everyday basis. Because that's just too much product, but I'm going to bake my face and then I'm going to do a fun eye look. So I like the Laura Mercier's translucent setting powder a lot, but it's so white that I actually love this Airspun, which you can get at the drugstore. It just has a really, really strong scent. It sort of smells like an old lady who likes to antique. Powder in the lid. Just not wanting to come out. Awesome. And then I'm going to set my under eyes. So any fallout that I get from my eyeshadow won't be a problem. I'm going to come over here. Let me turn this more. I'm going to come over here. I'll go straight down my nose. Now this is like a lot of makeup. I understand that. Trust me. So let me go in with my contour. So I'm still going to use the Charlotte Tilbury, still like my tried and true. I just really love the Film Star Bronze and Glow Face Sculpt palette. Like I've totally hit pan. It's just a really good color. You can bronze with it, but I like to use it as my, let me get my brush. I like to use it as my face sculpt. I just think it works really well. So I just take it from the ear. And it also, because it's such a good color, such a good bronzing color, but it's not real yellow, red, I'm sorry, not real red, that you can kind of use it as both, so it really just warms up the whole face. And you'll see wherever you contour will cast an illusion of a shadow, so it brings your hairline down. So that's kind of what I'm doing now, is making it look like my hairline, like my forehead's not as large. So if you have a really large forehead, it's really, you know, contouring is a really good thing you can do to minimize that. So anywhere you put contour, it gives you more of a sunken in look, and anywhere that you are it's a shadow, and anywhere that you highlight will emphasize things. So you have to be careful where you highlight and where you contour. So when I contour here with a shadow, it makes it look like my cheekbones are more defined. And then you go down to the neck. I tried covering up this bruise the other day, and I used red lipstick, and it worked. But I don't want to do all that today. Out. All right, so now what I'm going to do is take that flat edge again on my Ecos sponge. And I'm going to find where I'm trying to look in the mirror. I'm going to find where I contoured. And I'm going to just go like that. And then you let that bake in the oven for as long as you want. All right, so now while we're baking, I'm gonna put my MAC Painterly Pot on my eyes, and we are going to start with the eyeshadow look. Very fluffy brush. This doesn't have a number. It's one of her travel sizes, but it's just like a fluffy brush. And I'm going to go in my high crease. I'm just going to do one eye and kind of show you guys what we're working with here. So I always like to do a transition color first to blend in the eyeshadows. Let me turn this light down a little bit. Well, I can't really tell. To blend in the eyeshadow, have a, you know, you always need a transition color. So you go up. That transition color just needs to be something that works for you. For me, this has always worked because it has like a red hue and I have green eyes. So I'm going to go in my Jaclyn Hill palette, which I love, and I'm going to go in with this shade. Let me see. It's sort of like a mustardy brown, and I'm going to mix it with these two. They're both cooler tone shades. And then I'm going to take that and I'm going to go on top of where I just now did the transition color. I'm going to kind of change that. And I'm going to soften out any lines. I'm going to put it there. I'm not really being real neat with it, not really precise, because this doesn't really matter. This is just your transition colors. But you can go a little bit higher. I'm going to take a little bit just of this one. Tap it off. You don't really want much product on the brush at all. It's just kind of stained. And then you just go right above your transition color and just kind of fuzzy that out. So we're just gonna do your classic, like, smoked out darker eye today, because I think that's something that everybody always requests. So next I'm going to go in with another clean, let's see, this is a Morphe Jaclyn Hill 33 brush. It's quite the same one. And I'm going to take the darker shades that I want to use in this palette. So we're going to go in with, I'm going to go in with a little bit of this red color. You can see it. And a little bit of this really dark brown. And I'm going to dust it off. Now we're going to go right in, right where I want it. I'm going to place it. Right there. Just place the color where you want it. And then ever so slightly bring it over halfway. And just keep kind of, hold your brush kind of far from the, like if you hold your brush up here, you're gonna have like a lot more pressure on your brush and you're gonna get a lot more product. So if you hold it down and you do it really, really slightly, like really, really soft, it blends out much more, it blends out beautifully and it's gonna be a lot prettier. So you just kind of start going in tiny little motions and you blend that into your transition color. Let's see if y'all can see that. So there's no harsh lines or anything. It's just blending in. It's like blending in beautifully. So I'm going to go back again with that dark color, and we're going to just kind of start adding a little bit more depth. Place your product and blend it in. You don't want to blend hard because you don't want to wipe your product away, but you also don't want to, and you don't want to move it around your eye too much, but you don't want any harsh lines. And anytime, like if there's any fallout, which honestly there's not much, but the baking will take care of that. I only bake if I'm gonna do like some crazy, you know, a darker eye look. A lot of times I use my sticks, which you guys know I love. All right, so now we're going to go underneath the eye. So I'm going to first go in with the Charlotte Tilbury brush and the Brute color that I always use. And we are going to smudge out. I really like to smoke the under eye out a lot. It works for me. If it doesn't work for you, don't do it. Smoke out that under eye. And then I'm going to get another brush. Let's see, this is a Morphe 431 brush, and we're going to start doing exactly what we did on the top eye. And we're going to bring that down. We're going to really smoke the bottom out so that it's all beautifully blended with the top. That's sort of the whole thing. You want it to all look cohesive. And then we go in with the dark shade and the red. Put that tighter up on my waterline. I'm going to pull it up. And then we'll go in with just the really dark browns that we did earlier. And we're going to stay really close to the lash line. And we're going to pull that up and bring it over to blend in. Like so. So now it looks kind of crazy. A lot of that will get dusted off. And then I'm going to go in with a shimmer shade like this. I might even mix a couple. I didn't really think that part through. And I'm just going to put that right here on the inner corners to open up my eyes. And then I'm going to go back in with my brush that has the transition shade on it. These two shades. and just make sure that that is nice and blended. I'm trying not to cut the video because I really want y'all to see that this is exactly what I'm doing. I'm not doing anything else. And then we go one more time back in with the dark brown and place that again to make sure all the edges are nice and blended and that there's nothing harsh. Now I'm going to go in with a very teeny tiny flat Morphe 42 brush. It's a Jaclyn Hill brush, and I'm going to go in with this color right here. Tap it off because it's pretty intense and go right under the brow bone with that. It's a good brow highlight, and it has more of a warmer tone, so it's not too white. And then we do the same shade and do it as the inner corner highlight. So I'm going to go and do the other eye, and then when I come back, I'll show you what it looks like. It is a Morphe 536 brush. I think it's good for contour. I'll use it for under the eyes. Just make sure you get all that out. You do not want any bake left on your face. It keeps a lighter hue under your eye, but that's why I like the Coty Airspun, because it's kind of more of an ivory like an ivory baking powder instead of the Laura Mercier, which is like really, really white, even though it makes your skin amazing. And it gets rid of every bit of fallout. Now, if you're a girl that wants to put fake lashes on, now would be the time to put your fake lashes on. With this look, you can wear eyeliner or not. I'm going to do an all-over dusting of just a bronzer. I'm going to use my Tom Ford and Terra. And we're just going to go, let me find my Bobbi Brown bronzer brush. I love this bronzer brush. It's by Bobbi Brown. It's just their face blender, but it's a great bronzer brush. And I'm going to go over the high points of my face again. And it's also a good time to kind of bring that on your cheeks and go under your eyes a little bit and kind of make sure you're not too washed out under there, too white. On your nose where the sun would naturally hit you. And I always pull it up just a little bit under my eyes so I won't have that white cast. And then you just bring it down your neck if you need to. Ugh. And then I'm going to go in with my Bobbi Brown blush. And I like Apricot number 6. My favorite, especially if I'm doing an eye like this. I like this. I don't want a really pink blush. I want more of a corally pink blush. I kind of focus that in the apples of my cheeks. I don't want to drag it up too much. You just kind of stop it like right here, and just whatever's left on the brush when you're done, you just kind of blend that back. And I put a little bit of blush up here, just kind of dab it. My eyes are looking very cat eye right now. Woo! Okay, then I'm going to go in with my Hollywood Flawless Filter. I gotta find my beauty blender. Okay, I found it. I like this because you can put it on top of powder. I put it here. Here. Center of my nose. It kind of brings a little bit of life back to your skin. Keep this back. And I just press that in. And today I'm using my Dior Forever Skin Glow in N3. It's probably my favorite foundation at the moment. I love the Armani. It's a little bit more full coverage, or you can build it up to make it more full coverage. The Skin Glow, I usually have to put it on with the brush so that it won't be, it's almost like too dewy if I don't. But I used a beauty blender today because I knew I was going to be using so much on my face, like baking wise. I didn't want my foundation to be thick. So that just kind of opens up, you can kind of see what it did, just kind of opened up the center of my face with a lot more light. So on top of that, I'm going to go in my Charlotte Tilbury Bar of Gold. And I'm just going to go in on top and just get a nice pretty glow. Honestly, just mix these, pulling them up here a little bit, give you a little bit of a lift. And then I'm going to take just the lightest shade. Actually, I'm going to use my finger. Center my nose, and right there. Cupid's bow. Okay. Now, I'll make sure my blush looks good still, because it kind of gets on top of your blush. Okay, but I didn't put anything else on it. I just kind of stippled through what I already had on there. Now I'm going to set my face really, really, really well with the all-nighter, and that makes sure everything just kind of sticks together. Because when you use this much product, you want the powders to just go into your skin and blend nicely. Sometimes I'll touch up with this if I need to. Kind of push that in there, make sure everything looks really nice. I am going to put my mascara on and I'll be right back. Okay, mascara is done. I like to put it on the bottom. That's a personal choice. You do not have to put mascara on your bottom lashes. I go in my trusty Rimmel and Tiramisu. No matter what color I do, I line with a nude. Like that. Okay, I'm going to draw in a little bit since I want this to last. I don't know, part of me wants to do a color today, but I'm so boring, I always stick with nudes. So I always use my Milani nude, but I sort of want to do a color today, so we're just going to do it for fun. Strawberry Parfait by NYX. Yep, can't do it. Can't do it. Nope. Can't do it. So not me. I love this gloss. It's not real sticky. So that is the finished look. And then, you know, you can always spray yourself again with All-Nighter by Urban Decay. And by this point, even though you put a lot of makeup on the beginning, your makeup should look completely seamless. It should all be stuck together. There should be no issues with your makeup. So, I don't know how much y'all can see of that. But anyway, that's just a look. I wanted to really show you guys emphasis on the eyes, sort of how to do a really like step-by-step smoky bronzed eye. And there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed this look. And please subscribe and keep watching. And ring the little bell beside the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time I upload a video. Thank you guys.